While famous parks are still using crowd control measures in 2026, the planet is packed with jaw-dropping landscapes that barely make most bucket lists. In southeast Iceland, Svartifoss drops 20 meters inside a wall of dark hexagonal basalt. It looks less like a waterfall and more like a stage set built from frozen sound waves. These caves in New Zealand were carved through limestone laid down roughly 30 million years ago. Then thousands of glowworms turn the ceiling into a blue-green galaxy that looks more digital than natural. Berthold's chocolate hills are famous locally, but globally they still feel underrated for how bizarre they look. At least 1,268 near-matching limestone mounds rise from the landscape like a giant tray of truffles. In southern Jordan, Wadi Rum's desert walls and arches already look cinematic before you even reach the high peaks. Jabal Adami rises to 1,854 meters, and the whole landscape feels like Mars with better sunsets. Zhangjiadanxia spreads across 510 square kilometers in northwest China. Its rainbow ridges look airbrushed in red, gold and orange, like a landscape someone color-graded too hard. On Lake General Carrera, waves spent 6,000 years carving these marble chambers into swirling shapes. The water reflects onto the stone so intensely that the caves can look lit from inside. Deadvley is a white clay pan where dead camel thorn trees have stood for roughly 600 to 700 years without rotting away. The contrast is so extreme it looks like a minimalist art installation dropped into a desert furnace. Caño Cristales runs about 100 kilometers through central Colombia, but length is not the thing people remember. In season, the riverbed explodes into bands of color that make it look like liquid neon poured over rock. Gunung Mulu National Park is dominated by a mountain, rising to 2,376 meters, but the real visual shock is the pinnacles nearby. They burst from the jungle like a hidden stone city made of blades. Socotra feels so biologically strange that it gets compared to another planet on sight alone. Of its 825 plant species, 37% occur nowhere else, and the dragon blood trees make the island look like alien concept art. Lençóis Maranhenses covers 156,562 hectares on Brazil's northeast coast, yet it looks like a desert that forgot the rules. A rain fills the hollows between white dunes with bright blue lagoons, turning sand into a seasonal mosaic. Western Madagascar's Tsingy de Bemaraha is a true stone forest, with limestone pinnacles rising up to 100 meters. The rock is so sharp and densely packed that the landscape looks less walkable than a row of giant teeth. Sala de Uyuni covers 10,582 square kilometers, making it the world's largest salt flat. When a thin layer of water settles on top, the horizon disappears and the ground turns into a perfect mirror for the sky. Manu stretches across 1,716,295 hectares in Peru and climbs from lowland rainforest to high Andean elevations. The scale is wild enough on its own, but what really feels unreal is how many ecosystems stack into one continuous landscape. Lawrence National Park covers 2.35 million hectares, the largest protected area in Southeast Asia. Few places on Earth jump from coastal wetlands to snow and tropical glaciers in one sweep, which makes the whole map look almost impossible.